We tend to think that language exists to transmit information, to say what we see, what we think, what happened. But if language were only about truth and facts, humanity probably wouldn't have survived its invention. Direct speech is dangerous. Let's step back about 1.5 million years into the childhood of humanity. Homo erectus is walking on the planet. There are no languages yet, but there is proto-speech. Sounds warning of danger, gestures coordinating action. There are no abstractions here, no deception, no subtext. Now jump forward more than 1 million years. Homo sapiens has learned to make fire, to hunt together, to survive in stable groups, and once group grew larger than 30-40 people, gestures and shouts were no longer enough. There was a new need, not just to transmit information, but to manage relationships. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar came to a conclusion. Language did not emerge as a tool of knowledge, but as a tool for holding a group together. Put simply, so people could live together without smashing each other with stones. In communication theory, there is a concept called costly communication, messages that come at a high price. In early human communities, that price was extreme. Saying something directly like,
"You're a bad leader,"
could mean conflict, loss of status, or exile. And exile almost always meant death. So evolution didn't favor the most honest speakers, but those who knew how to speak indirectly, to soften, to test reactions, to leave room to retreat. Humanity slowly learned to speak in hints, to soften meanings, to lie for survival. We still live in the same mechanism today, even though we no longer sit around the fire in a group of 50 people. And every time someone says,
"Be honest.
I was just joking.
Do whatever you want,"
It's nothing.
they usually mean something else entirely. This is not a communication failure, it's the trace of an ancient setting. First, preserve the relationship, only then approach the truth. Our mind asks its first question not, what did they say, but is it safe for me? We don't say what we think to avoid provoking aggression, to avoid losing connection, to avoid damaging our image or someone else's. A person who always speaks directly is, in evolutionary terms, a poor negotiator. They increase risk, and risk is exactly what the psyche tries to minimize. This is where glitches begin, not in the words, but in the space between them. The problem doesn't arise because we speak indirectly. It arises when indirect speech meets literal interpretation. Take the phrase,
"Do whatever you want."
if taken literally, one might actually do exactly that and harm either themselves or the person who said it. Because in most cases, this phrase does not mean freedom of choice. It means disagreement, irritation, or a refusal to take responsibility for the consequences. And when only the words are heard and the subtext is ignored, the outcome is always predictable. All the glitches we'll talk about next exist just because language was never about pure honesty. It was always about survival.